Mold by Jacqueline Albertson in 3rd period. Here's a picture of an orange that is mostly covered in green and white mold. What is mold exactly? Mold is a type of fungi that does not use photosynthesis. It's more like a plant-like organism, and instead of using photosynthesis to produce their food, it obtains its food directly from its surroundings. They reproduce or form by releasing hundreds of tiny spores that can withstand almost any condition like extreme heat or extreme freezing. Mold forms almost anywhere, from soil to foods such as cheeses and breads and fruits, to fabrics to damp walls in your homes. What does mold need to form? Mold needs warmth, moisture, or H2O, darkness, and oxygen to form. Why is mold attracted to bread? As you notice, like in your house, that if you leave bread out too long, mold or dark little green spots will start to form. Bread is a very porous and moist food item, which are things that mold is very attracted to. Since the bread breaks down in enzymes so quickly, the mold can digest the bread and eat it faster. The mold releases a great amount of acids and enzymes onto the surface of the bread, which allows the mold to grow at a faster pace. Unlike humans, mold digests the food and then eats it. Here's a picture of a piece of bread with mold on it. Here's a video of a piece of bread being eaten by mold. How do you prevent your bread from developing mold? There are 3 ways you can prevent mold from growing on bread. First, keep your bread inside the refrigerator or freezer. Mold grows best between 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. By keeping it in the refrigerator, it delays the development of mold and saves your bread. Second, avoid keeping the bread in a closed container. Closed containers create a dark and humid atmosphere, which molds crave. And lastly, if you decide to keep your bread out of the fridge and at room temperature, make sure you wrap it in an airtight bag so the oxygen outside has no way in, which helps to prevent mold growth. Mold in homes. Mold can form in homes just as easy in food. Mold crave moisture, and some houses have more moisture than others, such as if you live in a place that has a lot of rainfall every year, you might have more mold than a person who lives in a place that doesn't have as much rainfall every year. Here are some of the few causes of mold development in the home. Humidity is a big one. Molds need the humidity level to be above 55%, so if it rains for 7 days in a row, it's not unlikely to see mold form. Another thing is leaks in roofs or pipes. If you have a leak in your roof or pipe, or especially in the basement, the water can help speed up the process of mold growth. Make sure you get it fixed as soon as you see it. And the next one is poor ventilation. Poor ventilation can create small pockets of stagnant air, which mold thrives in. And these are just a few of the causes of mold development. And here's another picture of mold development in a home. Where can mold grow in my house? Mold can basically grow almost anywhere, from clothes to wood to walls and to even carpets. Here's a picture of a carpet with mold on it. And then here's a picture of a piece of wood with mold growing on it. How can I remove the mold? Don't worry, there are several ways for you to remove the mold, and here are the 4 main ways. Bleach, NaClO, borax, Na2B4O, 10H2O, hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, ammonium, NH3. How to remove the mold by using bleach. Bleach is one of the many ways you can use to remove the mold. It's one of the most common ways as also. Bleach can kill virtually every species of indoor mold that comes into contact with, along with its spores, leaving a surface sanitized and resistant to future mold growth. To kill the mold by using bleach, you need to use a ratio of 1 cup of bleach per gallon of water. Apply the solution to the mold by either using a spray bottle or by using a bucket and a sponge, and then wipe off when you're done. And here's a picture of a common bleach bottle. You can find bleach anywhere from Walmart to Walgreens to even the dollar store. How to remove mold by using borax. Now, borax is known as sodium tetraborate dihydrate, Na2B4O, 10H2O. Borax is a white mineral powder and has a pH level of about 9 and a low toxicity level. It's a very safe and natural chemical to use, which means it won't harm or it does not emit chemicals or dangerous fumes like other mold killers. To use the borax, create a borax water solution using a ratio of 1 cup of borax per gallon. Use a scrub brush with the solution to scrub off the mold of the surface, and make sure you scrub really good so you get all the mold. And then wipe off any extra moisture and let it dry completely. If you have to go again, do it again. And here's a picture of a common borax box. How to remove mold by using hydrogen peroxide. Now, hydrogen peroxide is going to be one of the safest things you can use to remove the mold. It's H2O2 and is one of the easiest ways also. Hydrogen peroxide is a good alternative to chlorine bleach because it's safe and does not use damaging chemicals to the environment, nor does it leave behind toxic residue or produce toxic flames like chlorine bleach does. To use the hydrogen peroxide, pour 3% concentrated hydrogen peroxide into a spray bottle. Spray the surface covered in the mold completely with the peroxide. Make sure you get every part that you see in mold and a little bit above it in case the mold has spread and you can't see it. Let the spray sit there for at least 10 minutes or more